Just had myself a pretty decent poop just now. That's why I'm extra late. Oh, it's only 9 minutes. I've gone longer than that before starting my stream. Oh. Sound. 6 out of 10 poop. Gotta say. Why 6 out of 10? Okay, details. Usually they're about like a 3 or a 4. You know, I would say like a 1 out of 10 is like horrible. Diarrhea. Like the worst diarrhea you can think of. That's a 1 out of 10. 10 out of 10 is like the big ones that are like totally like phantom, where you wipe and it's like totally clean. You feel satisfied. I don't feel satisfied. I don't feel very good. A little hot. I had Costa Vida today. But I feel way less constipated. That's what I can say, though. Got a really short episode of Creepypasta Friday today. I hope this stream doesn't make me not eligible for a being a Twitch affiliate right now. I think I'm on the edge right now. I've met all of my goals and everything. I was like, this is it. Finally, my dream of streaming and then having a really big YouTuber who's got like tons of money, like showing up and just like dropping like $1,000 or something, and it's like, hey, haha, cool video. And I'm like, that's gonna be me. That's my dream. I think it would be okay. Technically, my dream is to be doing this full time. I have more time to. So I just don't have to work in construction anymore. That'd be cool. But I've got. It's Friday. We got creepypastas today. This one. Let me tell you guys. This is a good one. I don't think anybody's here yet. I don't think anybody's watching. Usually, whoa. Oh, look at that. Where's... There. I'm gonna check something real quick. One viewer. Okay, cool. Let's... Let's go! I generally don't like looking at how many viewers are watching in the moment. I gotta remember to actually look at my mic. I forget these things. But the hoodie, the hooded man. I do know this one. I'm fairly certain. Oh, what did I just stumble into? Only Jordan-chan, you better believe. Also, I gave you moderator status there, Only Jordan-chan. I did that yesterday. I actually made a whole bunch of people. I made a whole bunch of people moderators. Not a bunch. I like the regulars. Yeah. There. Yeah, that's how surprising. Drinking a Pepsi. I was sitting here like once again before starting the stream. I was once again just like staring at my phone, like totally just not ready to start. But these streams are easy, and I've got Pepsi Cola made with real sugar. Real sugar. Oh, yeah. Got a little caffeine in me. So, Hoodie, the hooded man, is, as is the case with most creepypastas, anonymous. At least in the older days. Nowadays, they've got like a, I don't know, like a Reddit account or something. Kind of Pepsi doesn't have too much caffeine, which is nice. I agree. Yeah. Usually too much caffeine will really throw me off. 38 milligrams. Okay, yeah. I think that's less than usual. I think it's usually around 40-ish. 40-ish milligrams caffeine, I think. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Mountain Dew has like 50... Yeah, Mountain Dew has a lot. I think it has... or the regular Pepsi has like 46... 45, 46. It's something like that. Yeah. Mountain Dew's got a lot. That's why it's for gamers. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. I've got to lock in for this here episode because this is a good one. Okay. Start up the spoopy music. I like playing it directly from my stream deck so I can hear the spooky music too. Really helps me get in the mood. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Hoodie. The hooded man. Look at that. Only 4 minutes of estimated reading time. I don't know why I can't highlight anything. That's upsetting me. Okay. Have you ever been influenced by clothing? And there's a link to best clothing retailers. Thank you, CREEPYPASTA.com. I don't mean confidence by looks. Have you ever been given more... I don't mean confidence by looks. Have you ever been given more control than ever by an item? Or a truth? Or just a favorite shirt? You ever been given a truth by a piece of clothing? Yeah, I ride my hog. I'm a boomer and I love my wife. One of those hyper-specific, like, Facebook t-shirts. That's what they're talking about. A t-shirt that gives you a truth. You ever been influenced in the worst way by showing the truth? Walmart has shirts with cool facts on them. Like what? Liberals ruined America. Walmart would not have that. Would have that. What facts do Walmart shirts have on them? The blueprints to the Millennium Falcon? I used to have a shirt like that a long time ago. I genuinely don't remember what happened to it. I think it like disintegrated and I threw it away. Those Walmart shirts don't last very long. Okay, spooky. Like, don't talk to me. I haven't had my coffee yet. I think those kinds of people, they're not like that until they get those mugs or shirts or anything. Yeah. Influenced by the truth. Ooh. The following is taken directly from journal entries. The entries were written by a notorious but unknown killer. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to not repeat jokes that I've heard on Creepcast, okay? I'm locked in. Locked in. Locked in. He is notorious in the means that everybody has seen his work. He is unknown because nobody knows that he has done it. Okay, well. And yet they have the journal entries. Okay, well. And they've linked them all to these killings. Okay. Okay, okay. His origin is unusual. No troubles. No evil family. Evil family. His family all has sharp teeth. And, like, angry eyes. And they're all smiling. Like, oh, he's got an evil family. But no, not this one. No troubles, no evil family. No dark, messed up evil family. Haha. Just a small glimpse into my twisted reality. That's my family. No magic or paranormal forces. His life was chosen by him and him alone. His identity is also unknown. He will be named from here on as the Hooded Man. April 3rd, 2004. Best clothing retailers. Just dang it. Okay.
It's been really cold around here. I don't have anything really to cover myself.
Oh, gosh. I don't have anything really to cover myself. I don't really have anything to cover myself.
All I have are my t-shirts and jeans, so today I decided to get a jacket. I was just in a local store, nothing special. It's a black hoodie.
Best clothing retailers. Thank you.
With a white lining. I think it looks pretty cool. And when I tried it on, the attendant said it suits me fine. I said thanks to be polite. Common courtesy is so hard to find.
I love the idea that the attendant says, it suits you fine. Like, yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, sure. They're like,
heh, thanks for being so polite. Common courtesy these days. So hard to find. That's the truth I've discovered by putting on this jacket. So I bought it. I haven't taken it off yet. Not only is it warm, but I can really see myself doing amazing things in it. When I look when I look at the mirror, I smirk. I feel amazing. I can't really explain it.
okay, why did he say smirk? Is it because that's just how the author smiled every time he looks in the mirror? Is that why? Like, why a smirk? Just like... Wait, this story might be amazing. It might be the best thing I've ever read. I'm not naming names, but it just might be. Sorry, more
caffeine. I feel amazing. I can't really explain it, but I like it. The power feels good. I really like it.
Oh, okay.
I feel the need to put my hood up.
Okay.
Something about the hood has a way of masking a person. Even though it shows their face, it hides something. Somewhere. It's really late right now, and I've been feeling so great all day. Time flew around me. I'll have to explain more tomorrow.
Okay, I don't want to derail it every single time. Just a little thing. Who writes in the present tense in their journal? Just a question. It's been really cold around here. I don't have anything real to go. All I have are my t-shirts and jeans, so today I decided to get a jacket. Oh, I was just in a local store. Nothing special. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. In my journal, I write in the past tense. I pretty much exclusively write in the past tense, but we're reading the story now. April 10th. But no best retailers in town.
I've had a heck of a week. I felt so great. I walked the halls like a big shot. I'm sure I looked smug. That's why Jack challenged me. Jack!
The Pumpkin King.
He was so angry for the same old thing.
This hoodie gives me a feeling just a bad feeling, good feeling, or unusual feeling, just a feeling.
Like Jeff. My name is Jeff, the killer.
Just like Jeff, the feeling.
He was so angry. Who never do ignoring an insult was more He was so angry. Who never do ignoring an insult was more insulting than responding with a shrewd comment about someone's family. He antagonized me. Who never do ignoring an insult was more insulting than responding with shrewd comments about someone's family. I have no idea what he's trying to say. He antagonized me. Bad move.
Excuse me. I'm feeling antagonized by the guts, my belly.
He asked for it. He threw a hard punch, and I stood. It stung harder than before when I actually argued with him. I felt so cool all week. My confidence kept me up.
I just imagine him getting punched, like, looking back up at the bully, totally unfazed, because he felt so cool all week.
I punched him hard in the stomach, and I lifted it up. And I lifted him up with an underhook.
Underhook.
It felt so good. It really did. Aaron's calling.
Sure. You can't come back to it after your parents call you. By the way, the hooded man. He's going to school and his parents are calling him.
April 14th. Jack still isn't out of the hospital. They said he's in a lot of pain. He spit a lot of blood. His parents told me over the phone.
Told you over the phone? Why? Why wouldn't they tell your parents?
I reflected on it. Oh, how great it felt when my fist connected. How his cracked screams sounded. That's good to hear, I said blankly.
So hard. Why? Oh, okay. Okay. I don't want to derail every time, but his parents call... The bully's parents call him up, and they're like, he's lost a lot of blood. I don't think he's gonna make it.
That's good to hear.
Oh, he said blankly.
That's good to hear.
Maybe he forgot to add in that they said,
oh, hopefully he's gonna be okay. I don't care about Jack. I smiled at his pain. I keep staring at my mirror.
smirking? Perhaps?
I'm always wearing my favorite hoodie. It feels so empowering. My friends would laugh at what I say. They would compare me to Spider-Man in his black suit.
I referenced it earlier. I forgot they said that.
The power. It feels good. Spider-Man threw his power away. I don't plan on doing anything with my source of confidence.
Dude, it goes so hard. He's so cool. April 22nd. This is in between 14th and the 22nd. Jack has gone to a better place. The words rang through my ears. Jack's dead. He punched him to death in the stomach one time, and it It killed him.
He's dead. He lost too much blood. His father told me the day I visited that he was losing blood due to a personal health condition.
Does he have the whole, what do they call that? I almost said hemophilia. It's not hemophilia. The one where you lose, you bleed, whatever. Okay. There's a personal health condition, I guess. Okay.
But the way his mother looked at me told me the real story.
Oh. Never mind.
I killed him. I still remember the satisfaction of hitting him. I never wanted to kill him.
He's not a monster, guys. Don't worry.
I need to think about what I've done. Right? That'll fix my feelings. But what is there to think about? Regret is a foolish emotion. I don't need regret.
I just imagine him watching The Last Unicorn, and he's like,
What a foolish unicorn. If I was a unicorn that turned human, I would never learn regret. That's a foolish emotion.
April 24th. Advertisements.
Dad has been avoiding me lately, and Mom just tells me she loves me.
He's got Jeff the Killer parents. They don't love him. They're just like, our son is terrifying.
They both want me to feel endless guilt, but I won't. Or rather, I can't. I can fake it for the public, but the truth is, I'm not sorry.
Oops.
I'm not sorry.
I lost my place. Oh. Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's story is starting to make me think more. But why would a cursed or possessed hoodie land in my possession? Everybody who knew Jack glares at me.
Well, Jack sounds like he was a jerk, so good riddance. Was the idea that that the hooded man who's in school and lives with his parents are... Oh, wait! Maybe he's like a Matthew McConaughey. He's like, man, I love high school girls. He just kept flunking, so he... Hooded man, this is finally giving him the confidence to finally graduate. Maybe. Or he'll drop out and become murderer. Who knows? Maybe. Everyone who I would talk to have transferred themselves out of my class or went to a different school. Or he'll get a girlfriend.
Yeah, brother!
Woo!
Girlfriend! Girlfriend!
Okay.
Man, I love high school girls.
You know, those jokes are funny until you actually think about a high school girl. When I was in high school, I was like, wow, women my age, so beautiful. And now as like a grown man, literal children, like, no offense if you're in high school, like, I don't know. Okay, here, you know what, okay. Everyone who I used to talk to, not who I would talk to, has transferred themselves out, not have transferred themselves out of my class, or have gone to different schools. I'm not gonna... Okay, you know what? I'm not gonna do that. I'm very passionate about grammar, okay? I'm not very good at it, but I'm passionate. Teachers don't look at me or get into me if I'm breaking any rule. Teachers don't look at me much or get onto me. Oh my gosh. Mothman, get your head in the game! Teachers don't look at me much or get onto me if I'm breaking any rule. The one rule, okay. Today I threw a pencil at my history teacher. It hit his shoulder. He just froze. He just froze for a second and continued what he was doing. Everyone either hates me and probably wants me dead, or they fear me. My writing is the only comfort I have. I can be at peace and let myself go. Is he happy and confident? Is he happy that he killed Jack and super confident that he has his hoodie? Or is he sad and has no friends? Is it male loneliness epidemic? Is he, like, secretly lonely? Also, he kind of basically killed one kid, and now his parents are now everyone's like terrified of him. What happened? What? Okay. And his writing is the only comfort he has. Oh, he's sympathetic, guys. He's sympathetic. April 25th. I also love the image of the history teacher being so scared of this kid that he throws a pencil at him. The history teacher just knows. He just knows who threw the pencil, and he's like... and just keeps doing what he was doing. Got the hooded man. April 25th. They provoked me. They threatened me. I had no choice. They would have killed me. My hood protected my face! They would have killed me. My hood protected my face. The knife naturally moved from Rob's hand to mine. Rob? Oh, Rob tried to kill him? Oh my gosh, I didn't think Rob had it in him. I didn't mean to. The writing was a short... Oh, the writing was a short line at this point. Okay. Is that added in? I didn't mean to. The writing was a short line at this point. Like, I didn't mean to... And his writing turned into, like, a really short line that it's, like, illegible. Is he disturbed all of a sudden by getting attacked and killing somebody? Okay. Also, apparently he got this hoodie. There's nothing supernatural about it. As clarified in the beginning, nothing, zero things supernatural about it. But he killed a kid in one punch. One punch! And then just naturally knows how to stave off somebody, fight off someone in a knife fight. Nothing supernatural, though. April 30th. Advertisements. 5 days. 5 days being interrogated. And sleeping in a cell. 5 days? That's not so bad. They decided I was only defending myself. The hoodie symbolizes truth. Truth bomb! Truth bomb! That's how, oh my gosh. When you know the truth, you're unstoppable. You're stronger than you were before.
They decided I was only defending myself. I can hear Mom and Dad talking.
They want me gone. It's Jeff the Killer parents, man. These creepypasta parents suck.
They're both scared. I was an idiot to think that this jacket of mine was possessing me, or changing my personality. It's just a really cool jacket. I love how it looks. I feel like such a baddie.
Notorious unknown serial killer. He just feels like a bad A.
I remember how I put the hood up. I put it up when Jack challenged me. I put it up when those guys tried to kill me. I feel no remorse. I feel indifferent. I am in control. I have finally come to realize insanity.
What? Realize that, oh, because truth. Because the hoodie showed him the truth that that now he realizes insanity. I see. Okay, sorry. Back to the story. We're almost done.
I wanted to kill them. All of them. I needed only a push and the confidence to fight. I got it. Mom and Dad are irritating me. They all irritate me.
That's the end of the story. I do not understand. It's like, it seemed like he's trying to cope with it in this one. Like, they provoked me, blah, 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 blah. And then other times it's like he's lonely because no one will talk to him. Or something. He's uncomfortable because everyone's scared of him. Hooded man, by the way. Yeah, they all irritated me. Mom and Dad are irritating me. They all irritate me. Oops. So cool, man. That goes so hard. I'm bricked up to high heaven right now. So cool, man. I need more caffeine. I'm getting a little bit of heartburn though. That's an issue. Oh. Oh. I've got a movie to watch tonight, so I don't want to spend too long reading these creepypastas. I think this one's even shorter.
Gateway of the Mind.
This one, I think this one was also read on Creepcast. Pretty sure this one's also read on Creepcast. If it's the one... Yes, okay. It's the one I'm thinking of. This one's also really short. But this... I always make it longer. Because I criticize grammar and stuff. I'm not trying to. By the Hoodie, the hooded man... I really liked that. Especially because it was brisk. It was so brisk, it moved quickly, and now it's just out of my feathers, hair, whatever. It's out, and I'm free, and I can just move on to something else. As much as I enjoy reading long-form stories, it gets pretty rough. It gets a little rough just being stuck Where if I'm not enjoying it, it's like, oh, Creepypasta Friday, another one. So if I ever do a longer series, I'm just going to read it all in the same night if I have time. So it'll just be longer episodes of, or longer streams of Creepypasta Friday. And I am planning on reading a lot more that aren't just that aren't just also done by Creepcast. Sorry. I'm a huge fan of Creepcast. I've probably made that very obvious at this point. I don't know, I think it needed a paranormal investigator and a long, convoluted ending. Gosh, you're right.
Hooded man, I've got a job for you. We could recruit someone like you.
You feel no regret, don't you?
We're putting together a team.
Huh. You know what he'd probably say to Nick Fury? He'd probably smirk.
I'm in.
That would go so freaking hard, man. Marcus is Nick Fury.
I didn't even think about that.
Okay, Gateway of the Mind. Another anonymous one. I read this on Creepcast. I already said that. But I guess we'll pick it up as it goes. Okay. Here we go. Wrong one. There we go. Okay.
Gateway of the Mind.
Estimated reading time, 2 minutes. In 1983, a team of deeply pious scientists conducted a radical experiment in an undisclosed facility. Okay, I don't want to repeat any jokes, but like, man, you gotta, my man's got a thesaurus on speed dial. Thesaurus. Second tab. Actually, was this written during high-speed internet? When did we get high-speed internet? Oh, gosh. I remember my first experience with high-speed internet. It blew my mind. Because at home, I would get on the internet and say... Then wait a little bit longer, then boom, you're online. And I would go to high school, or not high school. It was like elementary school or something. I would go to school. They're like, open up your browser, and it just whoop, opened up. I was like,
The future?
I remember it because school, high-speed internet. We still had dial-up. AOL, baby. Dial-up just had Godzilla sounds. You read my mind. He blows fire. He roars and he blows fire. Always thought about that. Okay. Deeply pious scientists conducted a radical... What does pious mean? Let's never mind. Guess we can't click on things here. In an undisclosed facility, the scientists had theorized that a human without access to any senses or ways to perceive stimuli would be able to perceive the presence of God. Or they just become, like, really strong. Like, goes by Baki rules. just become extremely strong. I just think about the one dude that gets blinded, and then after that he deafens himself, and his like sense of touch becomes so strong that he's able to like catch a bat out of midair. It's like, oh, it's touch. I love Baki. So good. Receive the presence of God. Okay. They believed that the five senses clouded our awareness of eternity. Without them, a human could actually establish contact with God by thought. Because that's the only stimuli that's left? Thoughts? Also, these guys never read the Bible? This is not a theological story, even though it has theological themes of talking to God. It's not theological. I'm sorry, guys. You can't make a religion out of this. Well, no one's tried it. Just saying. Maybe someone should try it. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm ready. An elderly man who claimed to have nothing left to live for was the only test subject to volunteer. Really? Nobody? I feel like there would be a lot more people that would be... like, they would be able to pick out people, because, like... Do you want to talk to God, kids? You just have to basically end your life. I think a lot of people would be like, yeah, screw it. Why not? But this one old guy that has nothing left to live for. My wife is dead. My wife left me. My kids left me. My dog died of a broken heart. I don't know, I just have nothing left to live for. To purge him of all his senses, the scientist performed a complex operation in which every sensory nerve connected to the brain was surgically severed. Although the test subject retained full muscular function, he could not see, hear, taste, smell, or feel. With no possible way to communicate with or even sense the outside world. You can still speak. I know later on he speaks. That's communicating with the outside world. There's also like... Okay, no. Maybe just that communication is a two-way street. Yeah. Okay. He was alone with his thoughts. Science experiment kits. Oops. Scientists monitored him. Oh my gosh, okay. Scientists monitored him as he spoke aloud about his state of mind in jumbled, slurred sentences that he couldn't even hear. After 4 days, the man claimed to be hearing hushed, unintelligible voices in his head. Assuming it was an onset of psychosis, the scientists paid little attention to the man's concerns. Okay, scientists. Let me sit you down, scientists. You're doing this experiment to see if if he can directly communicate with God. And he's saying he's hearing unintelligible, hushed voices in his head, and you're like, nah, he's probably just going crazy. What are you... Why are you doing this experiment? If he's saying he's hearing things in his head, what does he think? Like, nah, that doesn't sound like Val Kilmer. Like, nah, the way he's describing it doesn't sound like Val Kilmer or the guy and the whoever the frick played God in the Ten Commandments miniseries. Thou shalt not covet. I watched that movie when I was a kid. We had it on 2 VHS tapes. Pretty good stuff. They don't make them like they used to. VFX in that movie were great. Okay, anyway. Seriously, the way, like, pay attention. Why are you saying it's, assuming it was an onset of psychosis, paid little attention to the man's concerns? What if it's God? Just saying.
2 days later, the man cried that he could hear his dead wife speaking with him, and even more, he could communicate back. The scientists were intrigued, but were not convinced until the subject started naming dead relatives of the scientists.
Again, scientists, why are you doing this experiment if you're just like, nah, it's probably nothing. Nah, it's probably nothing. Excuse me. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Okay, yeah, and he finally starts naming off dead relatives, and they're like, oh, yo, he knows our dead relatives.
He repeated personal information to the scientists that only their dead spouses and parents would have known. At this point, a sizable portion of scientists left the study.
Why? What did you expect? What proof were you looking for? What proof were you looking for your experiment? What? Finally you get some kind of proof. Oh, I can't take this. No. I thought it would be a funny prank to completely deprive this person of all their sensors. Sensory deprivation tanks. You can buy one. You can talk to God. Talk to God. Talk to some dead relatives. Find out personal information. Get somebody's social security number from their dead wife. Just saying. I wonder why they didn't. Okay, I guess it had to be a surgical thing. Whatever. Okay.
Advertisements. After a week of conversing with the deceased through his thoughts, the subject became distressed.
Now he's distressed. Okay.
Saying the voices were overwhelming. In every waking moment, his consciousness was bombarded by hundreds of voices that refused to leave him alone. He frequently threw himself against the wall, trying to elicit a pain response.
I thought they had him strapped down or something. Like, obviously he's gonna hurt himself. He has no sense of anything, and they're just... Are they letting him walk around? Is he, like, in a special chamber or something, and they're just letting him walk around? They're just like taking notes, like, just watching him, and he's like, throwing himself against the wall, and they're just like, yeah, that's fine. How was he eating, by the way? Because I thought he would be, like, in a hospital bed, like, strapped down with, like, fluids, like, and like, nutrients flowing into his veins or whatever. But no, he's just up and moving around, I guess. Leave it alone. against the wall, trying to listen to pain response. He begged the scientists for sedatives so he could escape the voices by sleeping. This tactic worked for 3 days until he started having severe night terrors. The subject repeatedly said that he could see and hear the deceased in his dreams.
Eesh. That's rough. Ugh. Eesh.
Only a day later, the subject began to scream and clawed his non-functional eyes. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say, if they didn't say non-functional, I'd be like, actually, aren't his eyes non-functional? I'm glad they said that. It's like, they took tabs. Hoping to sense something in the physical world, the hysterical subject now said the voices of the dead were deafening, hostile, speaking of hell and the end of the world. What did he say about the end of the world? We want to know. We want to know. At one point, he yelled, "No heaven! No forgiveness!" for 5 hours straight.
No heaven, no forgiveness, no heaven, no forgiveness, no heaven, no forgiveness.
5 hours straight. If I was a scientist, I would start throwing myself up against the wall. You know what I'm saying? Up top, boys. Yeah. I keep doing the Vine Boom because it's one of the only sound bites that's actually on the same page as the sound. It's also my favorite sound bite. I love it. I love it deeply. Deeply love it. Okay. He continually begged to be killed, but the scientists were convinced that he was close to establishing contact with God. And here you can find religious studies books. Oop. Golly. Also, no heaven, no forgiveness for 5 hours straight. I know it's been said before, but why? Okay, well...
What if Andreman was speaking to him?
Advertisements. After another day, the subject could no longer form coherent sentences. Seemingly mad, he started to bite off chunks of flesh from his arm. Again, he wasn't strapped down? The scientists rushed into the test chamber and restrained him to a table. To a table? So he could not kill himself. After a few hours of being tied down, the subject halted his struggling and screaming. Struggling and streaming is what I do, brother. Hey, up top. Okay. Oh wait, I got a better one. Okay. Yeah, he halted his struggling and screaming. He stared blankly at the ceiling as teardrops silently streaked across his face. For 2 weeks, the subject... 2 weeks? Subject had to be manually rehydrated due to the constant crying. He's restrained. What? How would he automatically be rehydrated? I feel like rehydration is a pretty manual thing anyway. Anyway, eventually he turned his head and, despite his blindness, made focused eye contact with the scientist for the first time in the study. He whispered, "I have spoken with God, and he has abandoned us." His vital signs stopped. There was no apparent cause of death, except his vital signs stopping. Thought journaling apps. Advertisements. Okay. Genuinely, Not that bad of a story. Pretty good. It was alright. It was alright. It was alright. It was okay. Should I do one more? What do you think, Oni Jordan-chan? Let's take a look at this. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I'll have plenty of time. I'll do one more. I'll do one more. Let's see. Your O'Brien. Ah. Okay, Ickbarr Bigelsteine. I think this one's pretty short too. For the ads, 6 minutes. Okay. So this should take me half an hour. Ickbarr. I went at a cornfield today. I went in a cornfield. I went in a cornfield today and met Ickbarr. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah. Oh, oh. I'll silence my phone. Ugh. Just got charged. Right. You know, if anyone has seen the blue check mark on my Twitter account, I do pay for Twitter. I'm not happy about it. But I actually get engagement now. People actually see my tweets. I was at the end of my rope. Was at the end of my rope. Not really. I just decided, like, okay, I'm streaming again, and I want people to actually, like, watch my streams and hear about my streams. And people actually do. And, I can't regret that. Ickbarr Bigelsteine. Bigelsteine? Bigelsteine. 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 Is this another anonymous one? Maybe it's Stephen D. Harris that wrote it. I don't know. I don't know. This is one about a kid. I think this one is good, relatively speaking, to the stuff I usually read on here. Excuse me. I have read a little bit of Bend Around here for Creepypasta Friday. I haven't... Excuse me. Yeah. I remember this one's pretty good. I've heard 2 different readings of this. Did they read this on Creepcast? I think they did. I think I also heard this on a Creepypasta, like, dramatic reading podcast thing. Not really a podcast. It's just kind of like an audiobook version of it. I'm pretty sure I heard this one on there. Yeah, I liked it. I like this one. Ickbarr Bigelsteine. Estimated reading time, 6 minutes. When I was a small child, I was terrified of the dark. I still am. But back when I... Oh, okay, he still is. Okay. But back when I was around 6 years old, I couldn't go a full night without crying out for one of my parents to search beneath my bed or in my closet for whatever monster I thought was waiting to eat me. Dude, you should have do what I did. Should have did what I did. Just go into your parents' room and climb between them and sleep there. I did that a lot as a kid. And now whenever I get scared, I just... I don't want to talk about it. Even with a nightlight, I would still see dark shapes moving around the corners of the room, or strange faces looking in on me from my bedroom window. Ugh. I don't like that image. It's Edward. Is this Bella? Is this Bella writing the story? Just Edward sneaking into her room to watch her sleep. Romantic. Stupid kid. Edward's got a different taste, if you know what I'm saying. Am I right, boys, up top? Don't. My parents would do their best to console me, telling me that it was just a bad dream or a trick of the light. But in my young mind, I was positive that the second I fell asleep, the bad things would get me. Most of the time, I would just hide under the blankets until I became tired enough to stop worrying. But every now and then, I would become so panicked that I would run screaming into my parents' room, waking up my brother and sister in the process. After an ordeal like that, there would be no way anyone would be getting a full night's rest. Eventually, after one particularly traumatizing night, my parents had had enough. Unfortunately for them, they understood the futility in arguing with a 6-year-old and knew that they would be unable to convince me to rid myself of childish fears through reason and logic. They had to be clever. Instead of using reason and logic, they should have used facts and logic.
Okay, child. You need to understand this. So, let's say, hypothetically, these monsters were real. Okay?
It was my mother's idea to stitch together my little bedtime friend. Good idea, Mom. Hey, shout out to moms. I don't have a cheering crowd, I just have laughter. Oh, that works! Shout out to moms, boys. She collected a large assortment of random pieces of fabric and her sewing machine, and created what I would later refer to as Mr. Ickbarr Bigelsteine, or Ick for short. Ick was a sock monster, as my mother called him. He was made to keep me safe while I slept at night by scaring away all the other monsters. He was pretty darn creepy, and I had to admit. Honestly, looking back on it all now, I'm still impressed that my mom could think of something so strange and disturbing looking. Ickbarr had the stitched together look of a Frankenstein gremlin, with big white button eyes and floppy cat ears. His little arms and legs were made from a pair of my sister's black and white striped socks, and the half of his face that was green was made from one of my brother's tall football socks. Ooh, I hope you washed them. You should have used both socks. Oh, that's rough. His head could have been described as bulbous, and for his mouth, my mom attached a piece of white fabric and sewed in a zigzag pattern, the shape of a wide grin of sharp teeth. I loved him at once. Sounds like a pretty sick doll, I must say. It probably would have scared me too much as a kid for me to, really want it. But maybe my mind is too sick and twisted to enjoy a toy like that. Too sick and twisted, like, because the nightmares in my mind make it even stronger and scarier than any of the nightmares I have. I'm sorry, guys. That's... I hope you can all sleep tonight after hearing that. Advertisement. From then on, Ick never left my side. So long as it was after dusk, of course. Ick didn't like the sun, and would get upset if I tried to bring him to school with me. That was okay. I only needed him at night to keep away the boogeyman, which was what he was good at. I like that detail, because we don't really know if Ickbarr is, like, alive or dead, if he's, like, conscious or anything, but I absolutely gave, like, personalities and preferences and everything to my toys or figures or whatever, just, like, made up in my head. Like, oh, my Dragonite plushie, oh yeah, he's like this, he's kind and he's nice and all that. Like, oh, this guy, yeah, he's a little more rude, he's cool, he's a monster. Most of my things were really nice because they're soft, and I just like nice things. Just, you know, I wouldn't come up with something like, oh, he doesn't like the sun. I would come up with something. Actually, not. They literally just like all the things on it. Oh yeah, we got Rex here. Yep, he loves black olives, and I love black olives too. Yeah. Oh yeah, you have some. Yeah. This kid's more creative. Maybe. Or Mr. Ick is alive. Or Ick, not Mr. Ick. I also brought my blankie to school before. I'm going to stop talking. Now. I didn't do that very much, but I did one time, and it was... Don't bring your blankie to school, kids. Come on. So every night at bedtime, Ick would tell me where the monsters were hiding, and I would place him near the section of my room closest to the spookiness. If there was something in the closet, Ick would block the door. If there was a dark creature scratching at my window, Ick would be pressed up against the glass. There was a big hairy beast under my bed, and under the bed he went. Sometimes the monsters weren't even in my room. Sometimes they would hide in my dreams, and Ickbarr would have to come with me into my nightmares. It was fun bringing Ick into my dream world, and he and I would spend hours fighting off ghouls and demons. Also, I think he and me would be grammatically correct. I genuinely don't know. There's some context where you use and me instead of and I. It's like if it's at the end of the sentence or something. It's weird. English language is weird. It does have rules. It does have strict rules. I'm gonna keep reading. Dream world, spent hours fighting off ghouls and demons. The best part was, in my dreams, Ick could talk to me for real. Oh, there we go.
How much do you love me?
He would ask.
More than anything.
I would always tell him. One night in a dream, after I had lost my first tooth, Ick asked me for a favor.
Can I have your tooth?
I asked him why.
To help me kill the bad things,
he said. The next morning, at breakfast, my mom asked me where my tooth went. For what she told me, the tooth fairy didn't find it under my pillow. When I told her that I gave it to Ickbarr, she just shrugged and went back to feeding my little sister. I'm thinking of how I would react were I the mother. I don't know. That's odd. Like, gave it to the doll? Where is it?
He ate it.
Okay, well. Okay.
Sick, twisted mind.
This kid is probably the one that drew the hamburger helper guy. The sick, twisted, effed up version of the hamburger helper. Man, oh, so many callbacks to other things I said earlier. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay. From then on, every time I lost a tooth, I would give it to Ick. He would always thank me, of course, and tell me that he loved me.
I love you.
Eventually, though, I ran out of baby teeth. As you do. And I was beginning to get a little too old to still be playing with dolls. Is that a hyperlink to buy dolls? So Ick just sat there on my bookshelf collecting dust, slowly fading away from my attention. Over time, the nightmares, however, became worse. Became more worse than ever. Worse than ever. Worse than ever, okay. So bad that they even began to follow me to the waking world, terrorizing every dark corner or rustle in the bushes. Russell! Never mind. Not everyone here watches my Blue Archive streams. Actually, only Jordan Chan is here, so only Jordan Chan. Okay, okay. Rustle in the bushes. To me, I'm in the bushes. It's not how you spell a name, though. After one particularly bad night, biking home from a friend's house where I swore a pack of rabid dogs were chasing me, I got home to find something strange waiting for me in my room. There, on my bed, standing fully upright in the soft glow of the moonlight from my window, was Ickbarr. Ickbarr. At first, I just thought my eyes were playing tricks on me again. They had been all evening, so I tried to flick on the lights. Another flick of the light switch, then another, and another, with no change to the darkness. It was then that I started to get nervous. I backed away slowly towards the door behind me, my eyes never leaving the shape of Ick's silhouette. My hand awkwardly outstretched behind, reaching for the doorknob, and I was just about to get out of there when I heard the door slam itself shut, locking me into the blackness. In nothing but shadows and silence, I stood frozen in place, not even breathing. For how long, I can't say, but after what felt like a lifetime of cold fear, I heard the shrill, familiar voice. Advertisements.
Stopped feeding me, so why should I protect you?
Protect me from what?
Let me show you.
Advertisements.
Oh, he's gonna show him advertisements. The greatest horror of all.
Ick gonna turn himself into a pickle.
I turned myself into a pickle. I pickle Ick.
Oh, jeez, Ick. Gonna make me come. Okay. I blinked once and everything changed. I wasn't in my bedroom anymore. I was somewhere else. Somewhere else. Somewhere else. Somewhere else. Do, 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 do. That's my favorite it's my favorite M83 song. Okay. That song's stuck in my head now. That song. It wasn't hell, but the comparison wasn't far off. Another mention of hell in the same night! Oh! That's a vine boom. That's a bass boosted vine boom right there. But the comparison wasn't far off. It was some sort of forest. horrible, nightmarish place where partial embryonic abortions hung from the canopy. Ew! I would love if he added some kind of political thing. Okay, no. He makes it all political, like, either. But they, obviously, since they were fetuses, and they were aborted, they weren't real, like, babies yet, so it didn't matter, it didn't faze me, it wasn't that bad. Or if he's like, they were babies, and it bothered me very badly. It sounds more like it bothered him, so maybe he's pro-life, who knows. You guys can harass him. I'm not gonna say it, not even as a joke, that's not. Don't harass him. Only Jordan Sean, don't harass people. Only I'm allowed to do that. Okay. Okay. And the ground swarmed with carnivorous insects. A thick fog wafted through the air, and with the stench of rotting meat. Oh, and with it, the stench of rotting meat. Chartreuse lightning. Dang it, now I can't harass people. Is everyone watching? That's how you do it. Hey, stop harassing people. All you gotta do. Boom. For anyone that worked. Okay, no. Okay. No, I'll move on. I'll get upset if I bring up this subject. About Halo. The Halo Twitter scene is equally one of my favorite things and one of the worst things ever. I've been so embarrassed as a Halo fan, seeing some of the things the community will come together for. And they're not even like Halo fans, they're just like, I used to play Halo, now like, Halo's dead, and I mean, Halo's in a bad spot. Anyway, fetuses hanging from the canopy, and a stinky fog. Ew, rotting meat. Ew. While Chartreuse lightning flashed across the night sky.
Wow, it's Chartreuse instead of white.
Maybe it's Volt from Warframe. In the distance, I could hear the agonizing screams of something not quite human. My head throbbed like it was about to explode, the pain forcing out a river of tears. In my mind, I heard his voice again.
This is what your reality would become without me.
I felt earth-shaking footsteps approaching fast.
I'm the only one who can stop it.
It was behind me now, huge and angry. Hot breath across my back. Oh no, it's a giant goth girl. Huge and angry. Okay.
Bring me what I need, and I will.
I woke up before I could turn around. The following day, I raided my parents' closet for my brother's baby teeth, giving them all to Ickbarr. Okay, I don't know if I'm weird. I remember them talking about this on Creepcast, that it was, like, weird to hear that their parents were keeping all the baby teeth. Like, my parents kept baby teeth. I don't know for how long. I don't know if they kept all of our baby teeth, but definitely our first tooth that we lost. Yeah, that's not the craziest thing. Also, what about his little sister? Maybe his little sister hasn't lost teeth yet. Okay, anyway. That's not even a problem with the story, I'm just curious. Almost immediately, the night terrors ceased, and I was more or less able to go on about my life as normal. From time to time, I would From time to time, I would have to sneak into my little sister's room and snatch what was meant for the tooth fairy. Or strangle one of the... Whoa! Or strangle one of the neighborhood cats and pry out its sharp little incisors. Dang, that escalated so quickly. I was like, man, stealing teeth for the tooth fairy? If I was the parents, I feel like I would catch on pretty quickly that it was the kid doing this. Because, like, what? Who else would be stealing the teeth, realistically? Who else? Tooth fairy. Tooth fairy's real. Maybe. And then it goes on to strangle cats. It's like, whoa, whoa, oh my gosh. Anything to ward off the visions. Anything from a shark tooth necklace to a cavity ridden by cuspid. I also began to notice that Ick would move about my room whenever I left for any lengths of time, rearranging my stuff and hanging additional curtains. It was even beginning to look more lifelike somehow. In the right light, his teeth would glisten, and he was warm to the touch. As much as he creeped me out, I couldn't work up the courage to just destroy him, knowing perfectly well where that would leave me. I went on collecting teeth for Ick throughout all of high school and college. The older I got, the more things I would learn to fear, the more teeth Ick would need to keep me safe. Advertisements. I'm 22 years old now, with a decent job, my own apartment, and a set of dentures. It's been almost a month since Ick's last meal, and the horrors are starting to crowd around me once more. I read that way too happy. That's not good. That sucks. That's not good. It's been almost a month since Ick's last meal. And the horrors are starting to crowd around me once more. I took a detour through a parking garage after work tonight. Found a man fumbling with his car keys. His teeth were stained yellow from a lifetime of cigarettes and coffee. Even still, I had to use a hammer to get out the molars. Ugh. When I got back to my apartment, he was waiting for me. On the ceiling, in the corner, 2 white eyes and a mouth of razors.
How much do you love me?
He asks. More than anything, I replied, taking off my coat. More than anything in the world. Did he say more than anything in the world? Credit to Stephen D. Harris.
Hey, Steven.
More than anything, I replied, taking off my coat.
Wow, wow, wow. More than anything in the world, baby Ickbarr. Ickbarr, my baby girl.
That was good. I do like that one. Hey, this guy also. Oh no, SCP-000. Oh my gosh. That was really good. I'm also scared of the dark, so this creeped me out a bit. Gleaming, glowing review. I'm scared of the dark. This creeped me out a bit. It's not particularly scary. I like the concept of it. That's really what works so well. And it's short. Oh my goodness. It's short. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen D. Harris. It's short. That's nice. And yeah, look at that. It took me half an hour to read. I knew it. I knew it. Yeah.
I think that's about it for Creepypasta Friday.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about that story. I do just genuinely like that one. And I found, personally, in this case, it is pretty nice to read something good every now and then. I do want to mix it up a bit more, so I'm not stuck reading crappy stories all the time. The crappy stories can be really fun. If they're really nice and brisk and short, like the other 2 that I read today, so easy. But then Thing in the Basement, those last 2 chapters were pretty rough. Although it gave me, the second chapter actually gave me more of a reaction than anything else I've read on, at least on Creepypasta Friday. Creepypasta Friday. Creepypasta Friday. Yeah. When he's writing his own little, yeah. Jeff the Killer is a masterpiece, lightning in a bottle. I agree. A lot of the best ones are legitimately just lightning in a bottle. Yeah, you don't really catch it that many times. Like Jeff the Killer, it's such a perfect combination of entertaining and not good. It's truly the Gods of Egypt of creepypastas. I love Gods of Egypt. Yeah. I like the concept of Ickbarr. I like the imagery of him like seeming more lifelike over time. Also like the... Yeah, it doesn't go too far. It's just subtle enough to be like, ooh, yeesh. Be like upsetting, so you can see the progression of like, okay, yeah, yep, he knocked out his own teeth, and yeah, Ickbarr. I mean, the freaking like aborted fetuses hanging from the canopy of the trees. That's a bit much. That's not even like scary. That's just like, okay, buddy. Okay, buddy, retard. Okay, no. That's what I think of every time I hear okay, buddy. Just gross. Yeah. It's just kind of gross, like, ew. Why? I don't know if you're supposed to hear that and become, like, disturbed or whatever. Like the band. Yeah. And the Chartreuse lightning, like, okay. Was the idea that he was thinking people were gonna, like, draw that world? It was still just, like, a forest. With fog. Chartreuse lightning. And aborted fetuses hanging from the tree canopy. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Not sure if that would scare me if it was in my own nightmare. Just trying to put myself in the shoes. Maybe it's a nightmare that the author Steven himself had and was like, that's pretty creepy. Maybe I'll write that down. And the thing appearing behind him, like breathing down his neck, was like, I don't know. Nothing. That added literally nothing. The whole scary world, I mean, it was enough to get at least his motivation of like, why does he care so much? Why is he pushing so hard to have why is he trying so hard to keep collecting teeth and feeding them to Ickbarr? Yeah. You get it enough. It's enough information, even if it isn't like actually creepy or scary. Yeah, and that's hard to do. It really is. I don't know if it's also just my fault for just kind of taking the piss. It's making jokes during the story. I can't help myself. I don't know why. It's just the silly things I think of. And I'm never going to stop doing it because I like it. Okay. No more Creepypasta Friday. It's over. It's over. Get out of here. Okay, good night, Bridges. Good night, my Bridges. I'm going to stream tomorrow, of course. Fridays and Saturdays, that's like, guarantee you get a Mothman. Guarantee you get a Mothman VTuber stream. I also found another Mothman on Twitter, and he has way more of a following than me. I was like, oh, frick yeah, like, there's someone else. Like, I've run into a couple of other Mothmen. They actually have, like, names, I'm just Mothman VTuber. I didn't even try. Didn't even try. just Mothman. That's it. Yeah. Okay. You'll surpass him. He's an imposter.
He's a an imposter.
I wasn't holding my thing anymore, so I couldn't just press it. Yeah. Seems like a cool guy. It would be so cool to collaborate with other Mothmen. Like, I know I kind of have a very generic Mothman name, but to be able to, like, collaborate, like what Juniper does. Like, there's a few Moth girls out there, and they're all freaking baddies, dog. Bunch of baddies out there. I really like Moth women. I'm kind of a little more like, I love their designs, and I'm just like, oh, that's so cool. More so than I'm like, oh, hubba hubba. That's me. I like monsters. I like cute girls. It's a nice balance. That's why I don't have very many human features. Just enough to be like, okay, Moth man. And so it's not impossible for me to rig. Even though it would be kind of fun to rig something that's... I already have, like, a lot of features that aren't human that I've worked into this model. Like, eyebrows control my ears. I was thinking for my next VTuber model, I won't have the double ears, but I love the double ears too much, man. I love them too much. They add such a nice silhouette. And I'm actually gonna add detail to my next model, because this one super simple, super basic. I absolutely hate the color choice of the limbs. There's so many things that if I had just made it a really detailed model, this one, it wouldn't be so hard to see the detailed rigging and physics that I did for the fingers. It's really hard to see it. Yeah. Those are the things I'm gonna do, like give depth to my pupils. I'm working on it. I've got other things to do first. But yeah, okay. Not even talking about creepypastas anymore. It's just what I'm planning to do with the Mothman. With my model. My representation. I also want to make my my shutter shades actually part of my model, so I don't have to manually put them on my face in VTube Studio. I just found the perfect spot to attach them to, that they look like they belong on my face, even though it is just a 2D image. It's just a nice parallax. It looks so good. I'm so proud. So proud of myself. Okay. Good night. Good night. I will see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Goodbye. Good night. You look dank.
Yeah, brother.
Yeah, that's the idea. I think it's also just that the green in contrast with the red and the pink and the vomit pink red. Dang, looks nasty. I hate the colors of my limbs, man. They suck. They suck. I don't like them. I'll do it better. Okay. Good night.
I That's all, folks.